Hi, I'm Shelley Willett, Assistant Superintendent of Learning and Support Services for the Rockwood School District. I thought I'd answer some of the most frequently asked questions we have regarding the two learning options that parents can choose from for the 2021 school year. In the in-person model, students will receive in-person instruction 2 days per week in their school buildings. Students will have scheduled Zoom lessons with their teachers on Mondays. On the other 2 days that students are not in attendance, they'll be provided with lessons and practice that are curriculum-based in a digital format. Teachers will follow up with students when they return to the classroom to ensure that questions are answered and that work is completed. In the at-home model, elementary students will receive daily interactions with their teacher in the form of Zoom lessons, small group instruction through Zoom, and individual student conferences through Zoom. In addition, elementary teachers will be available to provide students with individualized support as needed. Secondary students will have access to a certified Rockwood subject area teacher for each course who's available to conduct individual conferences, small group support, and answer questions as needed. Students will have a daily video announcement from their teacher explaining what needs to be accomplished for the day. From that point, students will need to watch lessons and complete assignments. The teachers are available during school days to answer questions, provide feedback, and meet with students virtually. Rockwood Online coursework will differ significantly from the alternative learning plan that was adopted in March 2020 as a result of emergency school closures. Rockwood Online programming was intentionally designed for this purpose by Rockwood teachers and includes a focus on regular teacher interaction with students, activities that engage and support interaction with materials both on and offline in a flexible environment, clear, consistent course navigation, and organization of learning materials that encourage student independence, assessment that encourages research and original thinking, grading practices that are consistent with those of the seated classroom, class sizes that are consistent with the seated classroom, and academic timelines that are also aligned to the seated classroom. Best practices in online learning were considered as courses were built, and coursework will go through a formal quality control process to ensure that students are challenged and actively engaged in their learning. Students will receive a full semester of curriculum in each course condensed into a quarter. Students will learn the same curriculum in both models and will keep the pace so that if a change needs to occur a quarter from one option to the other, there'll be a consistent transition in their learning. At the secondary level, students can expect the workload to be the same that they had when they took 7 classes at once. They'll just spend more time on each of 4 courses instead. Both at-home and in-person secondary students will be taking 4 classes each quarter. Every effort will be made to provide the coursework students selected in January during the formal enrollment period. While the majority of Rockwood's course catalog will be available in an online format, there may be some electives that are not available. Counselors will work with families to determine alternative choices in those cases. Students in both models will receive their schedules prior to the start of school, just as they have in the past. Buildings will communicate when and how students will receive their schedules to their community. Families can change their enrollment at each quarter transition. Our goal is to attend school 5 days a week. As soon as that opportunity is available, students will attend 5 days and follow the schedule that is in place at that time. If families experience a need to change their academic delivery before the end of the quarter, they're encouraged to reach out to their building administrator to discuss options. If an in-person student tests positive for COVID-19 and has to quarantine, teachers will work with that student to ensure continuity of educational services at home. For more information and sample schedules, please continue to check the Learning section of our Return to School Plan website for more updates and answers to frequently asked questions.